Michael Fox, that is right. Not Michael J. Fox. He was just a whittle Michael Fox.
A whittle fox?
Yeah, a whittle fox.
Drive-by movies here. You're watching Direct to Dumpster. My name is Blaze.
And I'm James.
This week, we're talking about 1982's film, Class of 1984. This is directed by Mark L. Lester and written by Tom Holland.
Came out in 1982, you say? That's a fun fact.
It's a prophetic film.
Yeah.
Like, it's about the future.
Yeah. I feel like they predicted it pretty well. I mean, you're not pushing it too far by going 2 years. I'd say, like, from what I watched, I'd say, yeah, that looks like the 80s, essentially, and stuff. Yeah. So they weren't, like, going overboard with it. Versus the sequel, Class of 99, which came out in 1990.
In 1998, 6 million violent incidents took place in American high schools, including 29,927 teacher fatalities. The public school system has been reduced to a battlefield. But the Board of Education has just found a solution. The perfect solution.
You're next, Mr. Cope.
For the class of 1999.
What are you?
The class of 1999.
And they're robots.
Yeah, they didn't think that one through.
Yeah, we need to watch the sequel after watching this film because I think this film is really enjoyable. Mm-hmm. We know Tom Holland's work. He wrote this film, but we know his work. He's probably one of my favorite horror directors. He directed Fright Night, which is probably one of my favorite movies. And also, did he direct or wrote Child's Play?
He directed it, yeah. I got to say, yeah, this is absolute... I'd pick as like one of the best movies we've watched on Direct to Dumpster. It was really fun watch. I was like really into it the entire movie, and it doesn't really play off as a horror film till the end of the movie. I mean, definitely if you look at the Blu-ray cover released by Shock Factory, right?
Shout Factory.
Yeah, that you would think that like, this is a horror film. It takes a while to get there, but it is a pretty sinister movie overall, I'd say. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Mark L. Lester did mention that directing this movie, one of his major influences was A Clockwork Orange, and I think you could definitely see that in a lot of the way the scenes play out, and a lot of where the story goes.
Yeah, the maniac kids, some of the like over the top yelling that they do and stuff. Yeah, it's all just a scene, but then once like their parents get involved, like, oh, I'm an innocent little kid.
Who is it?
Mrs. Stegman, can I talk to you for a minute, please?
I don't want to buy anything. I'm very busy.
No, Mrs. Stegman, I'm Peter's music teacher. It's very important that I talk to you.
Don't let him in, Ma. Please don't let him in, Mommy.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, if you don't know too much about Class of 1984, basically it's about this teacher who goes to a new school. It's like an inner city school. There are these renegade punks and bullies that run the school, sell drugs, like just all sorts of nefarious illegal activity. Mm-hmm. They make money and run the school, but they make life living hell for all the teachers and students that aren't part of their gang, essentially. Like even the other criminal students, they're making life living hell for them.
And then our hero also just at that point just like had enough, like they can't get away with this, and he is definitely a hero of the movie, I'd say.
He goes full renegade, like he goes crazy, like almost to like, is he a good teacher? Yeah. Is he just a man driven to the edge?
He's definitely going like vigilante status. Like, yeah, he's definitely gone Punisher level at the end of this movie. Like, where do you go to from there?
Yeah, this film, I mean, it has a great climax. There's a lot of stuff goes down at the end. I mean, you were just laughing like, dude, how are you going to get away with any of this? Yeah. Like, you aren't Batman. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not getting away with this. Yeah. And then the ending, like, the film ends with the subtitle that kind of explains everything, which is funny.
There's comedic elements and stuff, like, every once in a while throughout the movie, but it's definitely a thriller film. But then at the end, though, it just came off as, like, black humor totally, where it just, like, wait, what? Like, because the whole movie you're getting annoyed, like, what the hell? Like, no one witnessed it, so like all these punks aren't getting caught with anything. And then like finally just the movie ends and we see that our hero got away with it because nobody witnessed it.
So one of the screenwriters of this film is Barry Schneider. There's a collection of screenwriters that helped work on the script for this film, but he got his name actually taken off the film after watching the final film because he was upset with all the violent content that was actually made it to screen.
Did he make like a G-rated version or something? Or what?
See, that's the thing is I think there's an alternate reality where there was a kind of stand and deliver style script where this was actually like, positive as something like stand and deliver, where Edward James almost like, gives these students the passion and drive to move forward and not be failures in their life and be bullies or bad students. Like the character in this film, the teacher, maybe he did it in another way that was a little unorthodox, but I think Barry Schneider definitely had a different vision of the film than the one that showed up on screen, the one we watched today. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's actually really hilarious to think that, it could have started out as a positive movie. Not saying that was the case, but I can definitely see that. Especially like another fact, this movie got an X rating in multiple countries and stuff. And like, I mean, by today's standards, of course, this movie would be rated R. But like back then, though, like, it is pretty violent and graphic or not super. No, actually, there's some pretty violent scenes, actually. Because it's very real, it feels like poor Michael Fox, like gets stabbed in the kidney. Michael Fox, that is right, not Michael J. Fox. He was just a whittle Michael Fox.
A whittle Fox?
Yeah, a whittle Fox.
Yeah, so Michael Fox is in this film. It's like I think it's one of his early film roles. Yeah. So it was. I think
it's his debut film. I think. Yeah. He was really good in this movie. I thought, and actually, like for the most part, everyone was. Even our unibrow lead villain. Like he's not likable by any means, but I like that he's like secretly a genius, but just uses it to be like the worst piece of crap like on the planet.
I mean, he's a textbook psychopath. Like he definitely has. He's a genius. Like he's great at playing music. He has traits that he's strong at. Yeah. But he just uses them for nefarious ways.
Yeah.
Selling drugs to kids.
I mean, and then runs a punk venue also, I guess.
That's slightly a brothel. Did I get that right?
I believe so. It seemed like, because at one point they hire a new girl and just like, they run the drug trade in the bathroom at the school and everything. There's a lot going on. Yeah.
Funny thing about the punk venue, actually, I guess they got a bunch of moshers and like kids to like dance, like hardcore dance at the show, which I don't even remember like them hardcore dancing. But
I mean, it looked like just your typical mosh pit. But
I guess like a lot of people got injured in the filming of the set because they had to do it multiple times, even though it's only in the film for like less than a minute. Yeah. Like they had to do it multiple times and like people were just going like crazy moshing and like hurting each other. And
Stanley Kubrick must have been doing all the work of that day, like second unit stuff.
They said like basically, that a lot of people did get injured, like just because they were moshing too hard for this scene that only ends up in the film for like a minute.
Right on. One thing I miss about 80s movies is the song that they get for the movie. Alice Cooper did the main theme song for this movie. I mean, of course, we all know the classic, like "School's Out for Summer" or "Forever." It's for summer. I
think they alternate the lyrics. I think sometimes it's for summer, and then the next line is forever.
Right? Yeah, because I remember the faculty. I'm like, I swear it says "forever" this time around. Yeah. But like this song was actually rocking hard. Yeah. What was the name of it again?
I think it's just "I'm the Future."
Right on.
But which is a line also in the film. So I wonder what came first. The song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't know if the song was made for the movie.
It made it seem like having it in the opening credits and then like actually says Alice Cooper presents like
yeah.
You got to learn. It's up to you. If you can learn that the dream just might come true.
It would have been nice to see Alice Cooper cameo because he would have fit right in that mosh pit that you're bringing up.
Yeah, I mean, it would work, but at the same time, I think it would be too much Rock and Roll High School. Like, it's like the Ramones just in Rock and Roll High School. Right. If we had Alice Cooper in this movie, is he a bad student? Is he a good student? Is he friends with Michael Fox? Yeah. I don't think it would have worked as well, but maybe you're right. If it would work, on stage at the punk venue, that would have been more appropriate.
Right, yeah.
But he can't just be like a student at the school, obviously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I also, one thing, I mean, we see it all the time with the 80s movies is the cast is always like their mid to late 20s and stuff. And then the teacher's is barely like his mid 30s and stuff. So it's like funny to see them arguing, but like they all look like they're relatively close in age and stuff.
I think Perry King's beard threw me off. Obviously I felt like it made him look a lot older, but I know that the students, at least they all were definitely in their 20s. Like they don't look like high school students by any means.
I mean, honestly, like I'm trying to find stuff to nitpick with this movie. I mean, I guess you can say like some people might find it a little boring till the end where like kind of the action starts to happen. But for me, you know, I was really into it the entire movie. I'd say this is definitely something I want to add to my collection. Gonna hunt like crazy for the VHS for this film, but no, it's gonna be hard. But highly recommend this movie.
Definitely. I think if you haven't checked this out, go check it out. It's worth a watch. It's like a cool time capsule because it is the 80s. It's kind of an 80s movie, but you never really hear anyone talking about this side of the 80s, the dark side, the punk side.
Yeah.
Usually, you know, you see it in popular films like 16 Candles or something. You see
Right.
that side of the 80s. So this is that other side of the coin.
Yeah.
The one you don't really necessarily want to look at, but is a lot of fun, actually. So I definitely recommend anyone checking out Class of 1984.
And that's going to conclude our thoughts for Class of 1984. What an awesome movie. And you should check it out because it helps support us. Check out the movie on the Amazon affiliate link in the description box below.
Leave us a comment and let us know what you thought of Class of 1984. And the best way to get our content delivered straight to you is by clicking that subscription button and that notification bell.
And that's going to conclude Direct to Dumpster this week. Be sure to check out Drive By Movies with another video for you next Thursday.